Do you enjoy fish a lot? Do you like to eat fish because it tastes good and is good for your health? Should that be the case, you may wish to watch this video. Not all fish are made equal, and some of them may even be toxic or contain other dangerous substances that can seriously impair your health. Thus, we'll expose 7 types of fish in this video that you should never consume. So without further ado, let's dive in. Number 1. Tilapia. Many people choose tilapia because it is inexpensive, gentle, and simple to prepare. However, did you know that the majority of tilapia marketed in the US is imported from nations with lax farming regulations like China, Vietnam, and Thailand? This implies that these fish are frequently bred in contaminated water, given hormones and antibiotics, and exposed to chemicals and pesticides. These toxins can build up in the flesh of the fish and endanger your health. Farm-raised tilapia has more omega-6 and lower omega-3 fatty acid content than wild tilapia, according to the American Oceans website. Higher levels of inflammation and an increased chance of developing chronic illnesses like high blood pressure or heart disease can arise from this. Farm-raised tilapia's living and feeding circumstances may also result in increased amounts of pollutants like dioxins and PCBs. Your risk of cancer and other illnesses may arise as a result of these pollutants. Number 2. Swordfish. The swordfish is a huge predatory fish with a maximum length of 15 feet and a maximum weight of 1,400 pounds. Its mild flavor and firm, chewy texture make it high valued. But because of their high standing in the food chain, swordfish are also among the most polluted fish globally. It contains extremely high concentrations of mercury. A hazardous substance can harm your kidneys, brains, and nerves. Young children and unborn fetuses can potentially be harmed by mercury. In what way does mercury enter swordfish then? It is a naturally occurring element that is emitted into the atmosphere by mining and coal burning, as well as by volcanoes and forest fires. Following its fall into the water, mercury is transformed into methyl mercury by bacteria. Fish, particularly huge predators like swordfish, collect this form. Number 3. Imported catfish. Another mild and inexpensive fish that is popular is catfish. However, the majority of catfish sold in the US, similar to tilapia, is imported from China or Vietnam. Catfish that are imported are grown in contaminated water and given medications that are illegal in the US. The likelihood of imported catfish being contaminated with salmonella is twice that of domestic fish, according to a report published by the Exponent Center of Chemical Regulation and Food Safety. In addition to fever, cramping in the abdomen, and diarrhea, salmonella can occasionally even be fatal. That's not all though. Antimicrobial residues found in imported catfish can likewise have detrimental long-term consequences on human health. These residues raise the possibility of drug-resistant bacteria spreading through the food chain and can decrease an individual's response to antibiotic treatments. There is also evidence linking certain medications used in imported catfish to bladder cancer in humans. Number 4. Atlantic salmon. Salmon's deliciousness, nutritional value, and versatility make it one of the most popular fish in the world. But not all salmon are created equal, and some may be harmful to the environment or your health. One type of salmon is the Atlantic. Although native to the Atlantic Ocean, the Atlantic salmon species has been overfished to the brink of extinction. Because of this, the majority of Atlantic salmon that is sold in stores originates from fish farms, where the fish are kept in cramped, parasite, and disease-prone cages or pens. Many fish producers use antibiotics and other chemicals which can get into the flesh of the fish and impact human health to prevent diseases and encourage growth. A science study claims that farm salmon has higher concentrations of dioxins, PCBs, and other contaminants than wild salmon. According to a different study, Farm salmon have more microplastics in their tissue than wild salmon, making seafood the most common source of microplastics for Americans. The fact that Atlantic salmon harm the environment is another reason to stay away from them. Because of their ability to escape, farm salmon can compete with wild salmon for food and habitat. They have the ability to infect wild fish populations with parasites and illnesses. Before we move on to the next fact, if you have enjoyed our video thus far, subscribe now and hit the notification bell to get updates about health and wellness. Number 5. Shark. You may believe that consuming shark is a luxury or a method to flaunt your daring culinary taste. However, you might want to reconsider before ordering that grilled shark steak or shark fin soup. The flesh of sharks, which are big predatory fish, may contain significant concentrations of poisons including mercury. Sharks may also have significant concentrations of urea, a waste product that gives sharks a pungent taste and smell similar to ammonia. To lower the urea concentration and enhance the flavor, shark flesh is frequently soaked in milk or water. But this doesn't get rid of the mercury and other toxins that are bad for your health. Sharks have an average mercury level of 0.979 parts per million, which is over 10 times higher than the EPA's guideline, according to the Environmental Defense Fund website. In addition to these potential toxins, shark may also include pesticides, dioxins, and PCBs, which raise your risk of cancer and other illnesses. Number 6. King mackerel. The swiftly swimming king mackerel has a maximum length of 6 feet and maximum weight of 100 pounds. It is renowned for having an oily texture and a strong flavor. In their natural habitat, king mackerel occupy the top position in the food chain. They consume smaller fish, and the fish and their prey have already taken some mercury. King mackerel eventually accumulate large amounts of mercury in their bodies as a result. It is indeed among the world's most polluted fish. King mackerel has an average mercury content of 0.73 parts per million, which is far higher than EPA standard, according to the Environmental Defense Fund website. In addition to these contaminants, king mackerel may also include pesticides, dioxins, and PCBs, which raise your risk of cancer and other illnesses. Number 7. Eel. While some cuisines, particularly Chinese and Japanese, consider eels to be delicacies, eating them is bad for the ecosystem and your health. The high fat and cholesterol content of eel can cause blood pressure to rise and increase the risk of heart disease. Eel has significant levels of PCBs and mercury, both of which can compromise your immune system and hormones. Pollution, habitat loss, and overfishing are among factors endangering eels. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Let us know in the comments down below. Do you eat these kinds of fish regularly? You might also want to check out the other videos in our YouTube channel. Just click or tap the videos below here. Thank you for watching.